Hello from Bear River. The NID just dropped the flow from 430 down to 240 in a few hours, and this is what happens. We got all kinds of dewatering going on here alongside. You can see the willows that I use. It's slowly dewatering, not slowly, rapidly, because they don't do ramping. Ramping is what would work for the environment. And actually ramping preserves their equipment as well. The reason they do the drastic drops, for one thing, is for hydroelectric greed. They want to try to show that they can take up the slack when the solar goes down at night. So they ramp up and they ramp down, and not only is it really hard on the environment, but it's hard on their equipment. They might just destroy their equipment in their chasing of greed and cost themselves a whole lot of money that's probably more than what they think they're making with this being available at night, not during the day. I just read an article that Mr. Scherzinger, general manager of NID, wrote back in 2017, Irrigation Water Leader magazine, and he was talking about just that. That was 3 years ago. So they've been doing this all along. And you can see how the algae grows, and then they ramp down, and it stinks and dies and smells, and ramp back up and ramp back down. In fact, I can smell it now because it's happening right here. This is the edge, and it's kind of like the, what do you call it? The part of the tree that's growing. That's what the shoreline area is. It's kind of like the cambium layer of a tree. This is the cambium layer of the river. This is the where the eggs are laid, where the young are raised, where the life starts small and moves into the river. And NID is destroying the cambium layer of the river by doing these up and down shock drops on the environment. This affects the fishery, it affects frogs and macroinvertebrates. And they claim to be stewards of the watershed, yet they complain. In the article, he was so complaining about having to worry about those things because all they were doing is tapping the water to make hydroelectricity. So why are they responsible for keeping the water and the flows? Well, here we have it. Here's a dewatered river, and it's NID's doing. And then they have a mission statement, and in their mission statement is continue to be good stewards of the watershed. Who are they fooling? They're not fooling us. We can see through this. Look at, you know. It's just disappointing and something that needs to be changed for the better in our world, because this is a glaring example of lack of stewardship. That's what we got going here. We need stability in our world. We need stability in our watershed. The ramping provision was what allowed them to put the low flows on this river. And they're doing the low flows, and they're not doing the ramping. And you can see what's happening here. All right, well, thank you. And everybody keep up the good work and the high hopes. Oh, Mitakuye Oyasin.